Obama time in the US, if you watch him each time he's making a public presentation, you see African, Asian, Ireland, American. You see about six races behind him. He's trying to portray that this is one nation and we must be united. You have he said it all. I think the president needs to know that he's drifting towards nepotism, and nepotism is not supposed to be part of us because we established federal character to check nepotism. And if he's making such appointments, I don't know. Some people will argue that these appointments are not A class, apart from the public procurement. They are not A class parastatals. But be that as it may, I think the president should look inward and see how he can represent all sectors, all segments of the economy. He was pushing for restructuring. Is this the kind of way to restructure Nigeria by making appointments, making it Federal Lagos Republic of Nigeria? I said it last time, and some people thought I was joking. Now it's Federal Southwest Republic of Nigeria. Federal Southwest Republic of Nigeria. He must check it so that it will not be tilted to one-sided. If you have a weight in both sides of a measurement lift and it's tilted towards one side, it's bound to crash. So we have to be careful, Mr. President. You check your appointment. If it's the chief of staff that is guiding you wrongly, he must retract his steps and to know that this is one country, this is one Nigeria. Some zones in Nigeria have been completely put far. The southeast part of Nigeria. How many appointments have been made to the southeast? Let's check it. How many appointments have been made to the southeast? Even the north central, how many appointments have been made? I know some people will argue that the Ministry of Labor, you have North Central appointed as National Director of Employment DG. You have North Central appointed as one other DG. That is not enough. We have over 700 parastatals in Nigeria. Can we share it? Can we break it down to see which ones are appointed to the Southwest?
Abulu, you've raised the issue of the Southeast. As today, Ogun State has 4 ministers, and about 3 of them are senior cabinet positions. The whole of the Southeast that have 5 states have 5 ministers. It means one state is almost equivalent.
And 2 of them are
senior ministers. The other 3 are junior ministers who are just there for attendance. You know, if this must be addressed. It must stop. It must stop. And if there is anybody that has the president listening here, they should tell him he must stop this.
But when the president threw that kite,
because we want the president to succeed. If you keep quiet and say, "Oh, he's heading towards failure,"
you know,
so Buhari started it in 2015. The bulk to the northwest and the remainder to the southwest. Then the crumbs to the others. Now this president has also started it. Recall when he was accused of nepotistic appointments in the security sector. He Sunday Dare, his special advisor, came out with some papers and said, okay, the Northwest has even more, and then followed by the Southwest. But people are saying they are not on the same grade. The portfolio or this hierarchy under the Southwest outweighs the Northwest and other. And it now tells you that since 2015, those are the hem. Yes, since 2015, you can prove us wrong. Those are the hem have been Northwest and Southwest, and Nigeria is beyond Northwest and Southwest. We love this country. Is there the Constitution issue of federal character? No, the government should be run in such a way that no section of the country could be seen to be alienated. And we want to drum it down those around the president and the president himself. Please, for you to succeed, this will not favor you in the long run. It will only amount to failure.
You know, Buhari made his own very clear in his first media interaction, and he said it's 5% that voted for me from the Southeast, so they shouldn't expect. So he made it very clear from day one.
It became a state policy.
Now, the president threw a kite when he was campaigning, when he won, that he's going to employ competent person. And nobody asks questions. How are you going to do it? Are you going to go equality? Are you going to go equity way? Now we are seeing it. Is it going equality now, or is it going equity? He said it's competence. So does it mean that the persons that are competent in Nigeria are only from the Southwest? Teve is competent. He is competent to be Minister of Agriculture.
Remove us from me.
You are qualified to be Minister of Agriculture.
There is a minister from my state.
Yeah, water resources. Okay, let's quickly tell you the budget and medium-term expenditure framework. Okay, it's the medium-term expenditure framework actually, not the budget. that was approved by the Federal Executive Council yesterday. The medium-term expenditure framework 2025 to 2027 and fiscal strategy paper. According to the MTF, the proposed 2025 budget size is 47.9 trillion. You can literally say 48 trillion. Now, $75 per barrel benchmark for crude oil price. Crude oil production target 2.06 million barrels. Exchange rate 1,400 naira to the dollar. GDP growth rate of 4.6%. Aggregate expenditure 40. Okay, I've told you that. Then borrowing plan 13.8 trillion, almost 14 trillion. Then 3.8% GDP. Okay, no, I've said the GDP growth rate expected 3.87%. This appears very ambitious.
Amechi, see, we are not going. This country is this suffering will continue till 2027, 2031. How can you tell me you place exchange rate at 1,400 up till now? 1,400, Amechi, 1,400 exchange rate. So how will the life be better when minimum wage remains 70,000 naira and they will reduce to 40,000 naira they pay across board to federal servants, and some states are not even paid. Labor is coming up for December 1, and I think there will be more strikes going to 2027 in this country. You cannot place exchange rate at 1,400 naira in a 2025 budget, and we are saying
what's wrong with that?
1,400 naira is too high, Amici. It's too high. That is what makes the friend. That is official, that is just official.
You know the problem.
That is just official.
You know the problem with this. Even though it's put at 1,400, it's not that if you go or the CBN is giving or banks are. So
prevailing how much?
Out there.
Prevailing how much?
What Nigerians?
1,800. Going towards 1,800.
I mean, what most Nigerians we yet to get the Executive Council of the Federation yet to approve the budget proposal itself for presentation.
It's part of the fiscal.
It's part of the
strategy paper.
Most Nigerians will ask, if we had a budget of 28.7 trillion, how